What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video, and welcome to your stimulus package update and infrastructure update for Monday, October 11th. So today I want to address the risk of our infrastructure and where we are currently at. We're going to talk about why millions of Americans are not going back to work just yet. There's actually multiple reasons why. I want to address why Nancy Pelosi and Democrats are supposedly pushing for such a big, robust infrastructure bill. We have a new notice from the IRS. I want to address that because this is something that you should not avoid. And we are potentially weeks away from potentially having a pill that could help with COVID symptoms. So that's what we know as of today. I will bring you all these updates in today's video. If you could and you enjoy these daily uploads, do me a favor, go ahead, hit that like button, and let's get into the update. First, recent studies have found that too much of the U.S. infrastructure is at risk. They say, experts are telling us, that they are warning us that by not passing this $1.2 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill, that we could be crippling the United States. Well, not us. This is Congress. Experts say that 2 million miles of roads is actually at risk of becoming flooded or impassable if it is flooded. This is about 23% of U.S. roadways. 25% of all critical infrastructure is at risk of failing due to flooding. Now, the report also shows that the most at-risk state is currently Louisiana. You may already have known this, but experts say that we have to continue to improve our infrastructure. We can't do it once and wait 10 years and expect it's going to be fine. With the rising sea levels, they say, we could easily be wiped away if we are not putting more effort into our infrastructure. So, we will see. What I can tell you though, while more and more reports like this come out of how our roads could be impassable, bridges could come crumbling down, right? Things like this. While more and more reports come out, lawmakers are still battling over the human infrastructure bill. Not even this bill. Remember, in order to get the $1.2 trillion bipartisan hard infrastructure bill passed, we first have to get the human infrastructure bill passed first. That's the one that could potentially have child tax credit payments. It could have free community college, Medicare, affordable housing, pre-K, paid family leave, sick leave, right? This is all in that bill. So while lawmakers are discussing, we need to get the human infrastructure bill done, what experts are telling us is, well, you need to pass this other bill because time is of the essence. But again, we will see. Right now, what we know is there's too many issues. I addressed this yesterday. I want to address it again. Lawmakers all want different pieces of legislation in this bill, but here's the kicker, and this is the thing that kind of came out just last night, is that lawmakers want their piece of legislation within the bill. However, some want to see that their agenda is the focal point. Their agenda is the core of the bill, and then everyone else kind of builds off that. And this is the reason why. If your agenda, your item, is the main focus of the bill, that means lawmakers are going to go out and they're going to promote this. They're going to campaign about how they did this bill, and this is what really got the lawmakers together, and this is what is being provided to the American people. Well, that's going to do wonders for you as a lawmaker. So chances are you will get reelected. You will go back into the House or the Senate after the midterm elections. So that's what we're hearing now is not only do they want their item in the bill, they want it as the focal point. Okay. Some want to see that this bill gets scaled down. That's another issue. That others want to see it actually increase. Well, we know it's not going to go over 3.5 trillion. That is definitely a top line number. It's not going to go below 1.5 because progressives will not allow that. But it's going to be somewhere in the middle. But we don't know where. And that's the current issue is there's no top line number set. So lawmakers are saying we do not know what to put in it because we don't know how expensive it can potentially be. Many lawmakers, especially in the Senate, and this is another big issue, they're saying they will hold off on their vote. Their vote will not be counted as a support vote until their demands are met. That's how much power senators have at this time. And this is the kind of power that many people worried about if a senator has pretty much all the power in the world. All the power. If they say no, this is Senate Democrats, not Republicans. Senate Democrats. There's 50 people, 50 Senate Democrats that if they decide to hold off for whatever reason, they now actually get more power. It's crazy. You don't support something, so now you get more power. This is maybe the only place in the world that works like this. But this is how things are going at this time. But here's something else that we're hearing. Right now, lawmakers want to get an answer soon. But according to the White House, they are currently trying to get both of these bills finished before the Global Climate Summit, which is going to happen later this month. So, right now, there's still arguments over how big the bill should be, but the big argument is there's not enough time. It's down to time. Well, this is why Senator Mitch McConnell, the Senate Minority Leader, he allowed Republicans to vote to pretty much extend or increase the debt limit until December 3rd because Democrats were saying they didn't have time. They just didn't have time. Well, Mitch McConnell pointed out, well, you had time, but you went on recess for an entire month. That's why you didn't have time. Well, guess where Democrats are now? Or actually all lawmakers, not just Democrats, Republicans as well. They're on recess. It's creating an issue. They're not going to get a lot done when they're on recess. But, like I said, President Biden and the White House, they want to get a deal done this month. But according to lawmakers, that will most likely not happen. The expectation is, as of right now, it would most likely be the early part of November. So it's already being delayed, and we are just now 11 days into October. So we'll see what happens there. However, here's one of the big pushes, according to multiple lawmakers, one of the big pushes from Democrats to get a big and robust infrastructure bill is because of two people. That's Nancy Pelosi and Senator Bernie Sanders. Right now, Senator Bernie Sanders is actually 81 years old. His birthday was, I think, early part of September. He is 80, I actually believe he's 80 years old, not 81. Nancy Pelosi is 81 years old. And lawmakers have hinted at the fact that this could be their last run. That Bernie Sanders, this could be it for him. He could be done after this. But the goal right now is to try to solidify their legacy. Now, passing these bills would be historic. Passing a social spending bill, a human infrastructure bill, would be huge for Nancy Pelosi and for Senator Bernie Sanders. But they have to pass these bills. It can't just be the hard infrastructure bill, even though that would be great. It can't just be that. That would not do it. That would not solidify their legacy. So, this is what they're pushing for. And even Republican Kevin McCarthy, he called out Nancy Pelosi and said she was a lame duck speaker. Lame duck simply means she's just buying her time until she's done as a Speaker of the House. Kind of like when former President Donald Trump was the lame duck president between the end of November through January 18th, right? He's just a lame duck president. He's just sitting there buying his time, and then he will eventually leave office. That's essentially what Kevin McCarthy is calling Nancy Pelosi. He also said that she is a lame duck president, or a lame duck speaker, that this is one of the reasons why she was trying to get $200 million for a national park in her San Francisco district, because after this she is done. That's what all lawmakers are expecting, is Nancy Pelosi will be done after this. But again, we don't know for sure, but we will see. I want to get to the September jobs report for a second, because the September jobs report showed that the unemployed are not rushing to get back to work. The report indicates that too many people feel that it is unsafe for them to return to work, especially if they are going to be getting the same compensation. They're not getting any more money. Many say that childcare has been an issue all along for this pandemic. A large percentage of the unemployed workers state that returning to a job that is paying the exact same is not an option. They're actually looking for other opportunities, whether it's higher income, better benefits, or just a better job. So, right now, they say that this move by the unemployed is puzzling. Many people don't know what to do. Economists have no idea where to go. The Federal Reserve is trying to figure out their next move. The White House and lawmakers don't know what steps to take. Is it because of mask mandates, vaccine mandates? What is it? Well, even some employers don't know what step to take next. But many companies that have actually raised their minimum wage for that company, they are saying that they're not seeing these issues. They say that until they raised their wages, they too saw this squeeze, that workers were not coming back. But once they increased the wages, workers rush back. And so many people are predicting that if we just see a minimum wage increase, more people will go back to work. But again, we don't know 100% if that is true. It could be specific to certain areas of the country. But again, until more companies and states start to implement these changes, we don't know 100%. But let's get to some other news for today. The IRS is actually sending out notices to about 9 million Americans. These notices, it's called a CP12 notice. Now, last week we heard that there was an error, that millions of Americans are receiving these notices talking about a math error, and people were saying that this was an error on the IRS's part. However, the new report says it is not an error on the IRS's part, it's an error on your part. Here's what this means. A CP12 notice has been sent out because we are being told that there was a math error by millions and millions of Americans, about 9 million people. So the IRS, they send out this form, and it will require your attention. When you look at this form, it's either because you put in wrong numbers from a W-2, maybe your employment ID number was wrong, you didn't claim all your income, or your withholdings were not right. There's many different options or reasons why your numbers or there was a math error. So, according to the experts right now, they say that the CP12 notice will explain the changes that the IRS made to your tax return. So, you got two different options. Option number one is you look at the CP12 notice, you agree with the changes they made, and you understand, yep, I made that mistake, and you do absolutely nothing. The IRS will fix it. The other thing is you don't agree with what the IRS did and the changes that they made, so you actually have 60 days from the date you received that notice to actually respond to the IRS's their notice. So if you can do that, great, right? So that's what we know regarding the IRS. But let's get into the COVID news for today. First, the U.S. is now averaging less than 100,000 COVID cases per day. We saw 93,814 yesterday alone. Experts are hoping that this is a sign that we are seeing the true reversal. That would be good. We also know Pfizer and BioNTech's COVID vaccine is seen amongst the world as the most preferred vaccine shot. That's good news, because that is what many people here in the United States are currently getting. Many people from other countries, just to give you an idea, will fly into the United States or fly into Mexico and come into the United States in order to just get the Pfizer vaccine, because some countries do not have this, do not offer this. So many people are saying that they want to be able to travel to different countries. Well, some countries, especially in places like Russia, their Sputnik 5 vaccine, there's only like 8 other countries that are accepting people that have that vaccine. But there's many countries that accept the Pfizer vaccine. So what we're seeing is that people from Russia are actually going to other countries in order to get different vaccines so that they can travel to different places. Now, I'm not just saying Russians are coming into the United States. People from all different countries are coming in order to get the Pfizer vaccine, because that is the most popular vaccine at this time. So, We also know that the Merck company, is asking the FDA today to authorize its pill against COVID for emergency use authorization. This decision could come within the matter of weeks, and the company says this would be groundbreaking because this is a pill that the general public can take from the comfort of their own home. This pill is supposed to reduce symptoms of COVID and actually help you speed up your recovery. Earlier this month, Merck stated that this pill will cut the hospitalization and deaths in half among those patients with early COVID symptoms. Early symptoms, that is key. We also know that the U.S. is also preparing the rollout of the COVID vaccines for children between 5 and 11. Some say this could come in the matter of weeks. Some say they cannot wait. Others say they are not going to give a 5 to 11-year-old a COVID vaccine that has not been truly tested. So let me ask you this. If you have somebody that is between 5 and 11, are you excited about this vaccine, or are you potentially going to hold off and wait to see how it actually affects children? Are you going to do that, or are you going to rush out and get it? I'm just curious. You can also answer down in the comment section below. So that is what we know as of right now, but as always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on here, fill you in on all the latest news and updates. Again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.